acknowledge and affirm everyone you encounter. Always strive to be a positive experience to the people that you interact with on a daily basis. Don't be that person people see in the dark, they say, oh, here she comes again. Just want to run away. You never know when your words could change a life, or even save or preserve a whole generation. Thank you.
Or through all those initiatives, I came to learn that life is a journey. Yes. And you never stop learning. And you stop learning when you die. And the minute you know that you have stopped learning, then you know you are dead. So if you're not learning, ask yourself where you are. Yeah? And so in that journey, I've learned quite a lot. And the one thing, or the one statement I've concluded on is, in the confrontation between the stream and the lock, the stream always wins. Not through the strength, but by perseverance. So, in all the books that I've written, I've never written about my life. And so when you asked to talk about our stories, I was wondering what to talk about. It's like I almost forgot that I have a story to tell. And as we speak, I'm writing one on my story because this inspired me. So, my story goes, life is a journey and not a destination. The path we take, what we look back on, and what we look forward to is really up to us. We determine our destination, the kind of road we take to get there, and how happy we are when we get there. It is a journey with problems to solve, lessons to learn, but most of all, experiences to enjoy. Joy is often found in the finishing an activity, but not in doing it. For me, what has kept the journey exciting, though long and successfully battling with the inevitable life's challenges, is the understanding that the only impossible journey is the one that is not begun. Yes, the one you never begin. It is also never about the strength one has, but their perseverance. So growing up as the sixth child in a family of 8 is the best gift I will share with my lovely and adorable daughters, Angela and Mercy. My father gave me the skills, or my family gave me the skills, the best of the skills that I will ever live with in this world. There are moments that I've been vulnerable, or rather, I've allowed myself to be vulnerable, and it is important to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Because what makes you vulnerable makes you beautiful and strong. Sometimes there is sadness in our journey, but there is also beauty. We must keep putting one foot in front of the other, even when we hurt, because we will never know what is waiting for us around the corner. This is the mindset that we need to put in our journeys. All because we all have a journey to live, and we must live it in the most beautiful way that we have. Thank you.
I've talked a long day, and I think a lot of you are tired. I was going to make it really short by first of all thanking all of you for really allowing your stories to be on the airway book. It has been a long, long journey to organize, to make sure the women were there on time. And writing about yourself, it's not that easy. People like me who has 2001 things in my head, to bring me down to write about something, it had to be Christmas time. And I think some of you motivated me a lot. You saw that. I was hiding, trying to get all my ideas into 15 pages. It's not that easy. But when you start, you just find yourself, oh, when I started first, I thought, oh, I have 50 pages. Oh, I needed 15. It's amazing. When you start writing, it really opens up ideas, oh, there's that, and oh, and it's like a healing, and sort of bringing out the stories out. So I'll just go straight to just the last part of it. And most of it that I talk about here is my journey as well as ours. So it's a beautiful story that I want to share with you, very personal, some of them. But I would like to, after you read, leave you with a lesson learned. So find what you're passionate about and also what is not happening around you. You can change it. This will make your story journey very interesting for you as a fulfillment of your past in life. And it may also benefit you financially if one door closes and opens. Please pay attention because new doors are opening right next to you and now. Don't spend time on closed doors. I did this sometime before I learned that. Look around you and start with what you have. I've started with no capital, but I had time, I had a computer. As they say, time is money. I have started with, being a single mom in a foreign country is not easy. But I would like to give you all single moms here hope that there is a bright light on the other side, despite the geographical. Believe in yourself. Do not despair, because your children behind you, your children depend on you. There have been lots of cases where women go into depression and lose everything, including their children, and sometimes even their lives. I can empathize with you. Having gone through all that, my trip is to say, focus on what is necessary. Do not carry everything together at once. All problems will be solved at once. All the problems will not be solved at once. Seek help for institution, families, and friends who have gone through the same problems. Always make your own decision based on your situation. I received both good and bad advice, but I am glad I came out clean. Above all, have faith in God. Thank you.
Wow. You know, I've been waiting for all these ladies to just do what they Realizing that he wasn't going to change his mind, I asked, but my neighbors are going to laugh at me. Remember the mean comments they made about Jason. How am I going to face them with another pregnancy? And he said, Laura, your neighbors are going to take this news the way you present it to them. If you are looking like you do now, they will surely gossip and laugh at you. But if you are radiant, excited, and happy, they will have no choice but to be happy with you. Wow, that was an aha moment. Yeah, he was right. Usually, people react to what we present to them. That was truly an eye-opener. It meant that I had to change my perspective about the situation. And the only way I could look radiant and happy was if I believed that this pregnancy was truly a blessing. I had to believe that being a food chemist was not the ultimate dream, and that I could still live a happy and fulfilled life without ever stepping foot in the lab again. That is how I learned the power of my thoughts. My smile gradually returned as I started thinking of myself as blessed. Because I started thinking of myself as happy. Do you agree? What role do thoughts play in your life? So I chose this passage because there is so much power in how we think about ourselves. If you think that you can do it, then you can do it. If you think
that you are special, then you are special. If you think that you are miserable and that all bad things happen to you, then you will attract those things. God bless you.
Thank you, Laura. Yes, we are going to follow the right rule that was laid out. Yeah. After all the messages sending out, please read and then say something. Reflection on life. In fact, victory. In 1979, my life changed, but it also made me become the woman I am now. A teenager mom, not because of wanting, but because of the wickedness here on earth. When I make a difference in someone's life, I feel that I have achieved something. It makes me proud. I have won awards, and the feeling is overwhelming. The realization of achievement is overwhelming. However, that feeling eventually fades away, as it is a temporary feeling. But the feeling that you have changed someone else's life is something you will always be proud of. Given the journey that I've traveled, my advice to others is to not be afraid to live your dream. There's so much here on earth that we can give back before our time comes to an end. So find out what makes you happy or what inspires you and follow it through. The feeling of accomplishment when giving to the disadvantaged or giving back to the community is rewarding. I would like to leave behind a legacy of giving back to the community, in which I have lived for most of my adult life. I've given back to many through support, financial aid, and encouragement. I believe that we are all equal, and we all have potential. I believe in faith and in trusting all my visions to God, because everything is possible through Him. I have a vision, and I can do even more than what I've done. As a grandmother, taking my master's degree in project management practice. This course is to facilitate my vision. So I'm very proud of myself. The girl from the Ngong Hills, anyone from Kenya will know where the Ngong Hills are, who does not believe in status, but believes in loving each other equally, despite our differences in culture, religion, and color, but by the fact that we are all human beings. I'm only going to say two things about why I wrote this book. It became very therapeutic for me. It's not easy being a teenager mom, but it built me to the woman I am. For any teenagers out there who are pregnant, support them. Because sometimes it is not what they know. It happened to them without them knowing. Teach them, show them the way, and give them the faith. They will understand that there is hope. I have hope, and seeing my grandson gives me so much joy. So through what I went through what I'm seeing now, there is light for me. He calls me Shosho, which is grammar. He says, Shosho, it's so nice to see you. I love you, Shosho. That gives me so much joy. And that is why I am going now to start thinking, what else can I write about my life and encourage somebody else. Thank you very much. So what we need to do is we need to launch this book. But so we need to probably move the chairs out a little bit. Ladies, please stand up. Thank you very much. We're going to cut the ribbon. And we need some today. This evening.
The book launch for African women in Europe is officially open. Please get your copy. Please get your copy. It's very important. So let's just take a picture here together, please. Yeah, come here. Come here, ladies, co-authors. Let's stop and a quick picture. Holding your book, very important, with mom and dad. Mom and dad, can you go where Joy is? Where's Joy? Yeah? Can you come in the middle?
Picture that is a cover of our first book, the RV first book.
Before I call this lady up here, we didn't mention her, but she has done a very beautiful job. The book, have you seen our butterfly there? She's gonna mention it. She's the one who actually sponsored. Oh, sorry, it's there. That's the painting over there. She sponsored us to have it here on our RV book. Doesn't it look beautiful? Yes. Oh, thank you, thank you.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's an honor to be here today again. I was last year, 2017, in Berlin, and that was how I came to know Awe. I was given the Artist of the Year 2017 award, and yeah, it's quite wonderful. So let's go back to the painting now. So as you can see, my paintings echoes the challenges, the struggle, and the strength of the African woman. And both in Africa and in the diaspora. And I think I'm going to walk around a little bit. Clara, can you turn that paintings for me, this here? I'll walk around a little bit. Thank you, sorry. Yeah, you can if you want to. So, oh, sorry. So, you can keep it there. You can leave it there, it's all right. So, the Awe, the African women in Europe, they have moved from the role of the victim. They have moved out. And do you know what? They have, you see, Mama Africa is singing us a sad song. But the African women in Europe have kind of creatively created a way to dance to this sad song. You can see the painting there. Clara, can you turn that one to over there? So the African women in Germany, they have created a way to dance to this sad song. So they don't want to stay bound again. They want to move on. They want to show the world, hey, we are here. And she has, that's what she is now. Yeah. Exactly, sweetheart. We talked about it last time. So that's her over there too. Different types of ways. Some people are writing themselves out of the cage. Some people are how do I say? Some people are singing themselves out of the cage. Some people are like entrepreneurship. They are really working themselves out of their cage. So you find out that we are all doing something. We don't want to stay here again. That is not who we are. We have come to water. Sorry. And she has moved from that to this. She is now an enlightened warrior. You can be a warrior, but maybe you're not enlightened. But the new African woman, she's an enlightened warrior. She has, because you could still see the spirit of the African warrior surging forward to protect, to defend, to preserve her cultural heritage. So she's now the fighter. She doesn't want to cry no more. She has now become the architect and the author of her destiny. So, okay, and now, what has she become? She has become fearless. She is not beautiful. She is an entrepreneur. She is now a manager of a company, CEO. She is now, tell me something, what she is now. Can I get some words? What? She's a director. She's a mentor. She's a founder of a company. She's a politician. She is moving things for us out there. She's fighting for us. She's a warrior. What else? What else? She's victorious. She's a she's a creator, and she's a single mother. And she's a fighter. And she is going about breaking boundaries. Yes. And she's beautiful, fierce, resilient. She doesn't give in to fears anymore. And can we turn it back? She's a model. She's a designer. And let me see what's behind here, because I have forgotten. Yeah, so. Sorry. Still my warrior, the brave, I think I like this. It's neat, isn't it? Yeah. And what is here? Let's see. Yeah. There's no stopping her. Against all odds. All the obstacles that is before her, she's just moving in. It's not stopping her. So she is unstoppable against all odds. She's still moving. She's not stopping. And we have come to this. And they're helping each other to carry their burdens. So they are no more alone. They are not running their little race. You see? When you want to walk fast, you walk alone. Then when you want to walk far, you carry your sisters along. And that's what Awe is doing. Thank you, Awe. Yeah? Yeah, like I said, she's moving on, but she never forgot where she's coming from.
It's a beautiful story.
So, can you tell that for me? Where to go to now? Can you tell that back? Yeah, thank you very much.
Don't forget
where
you're from.
Is it beautiful? We have really, we don't do without this. We love it. This is our trademark, Without this, an African woman, I'm not complete. I don't know about you, but without this, I'm not complete. I need it. So, and I call this that when the caterpillar, and I'm sure all of us can identify ourselves with this, when the caterpillar talked, the world was over. What happened? She became a butterfly. And this is the picture, for me, the painting that is echoing the story, the struggles, the strength of the African woman in Europe, Awe. Wow. And this, I'm sure so many of you saw the video. When I was painting it and I was talking about, I was doing a shout out to Awe.
when I started this painting, you know, as an artist, when you start, it's like a journey. You're moving into an unknown journey. You don't know what will come out of it. So, Awe, what is Awe? Awe is a modern woman living in Europe. Okay. Awe is very modern. She's wearing her trench coat because she's very business-like woman. Yes. She's always on the move.
She's drinking water.
And I don't know. I think I'm seeing like a window, isn't it? But I'll get back to the window. And then I'm like, okay, Awe is moving, but that's not all about Awe. That's not about all about African women in Europe. African women in Europe, they're carrying their cultural heritage in their cloak. They're modern, but they are carrying their cultural values, all the things that the parents give them. They're carrying it under their modern clothes. So I will come back to say, despite her outward coverage or external coverage, you can still see the spirit of a warrior surging forward to defend and to define and to fight and to protect and preserve her cultural heritage. I'm going to leave you all with this. I didn't write it, I saw it somewhere, but it sounded so powerful. It says, we are African women in Europe. We are exquisite black queens. We like, love, celebrate ourselves. We don't fit society's beauty standards, but we are beautiful to us. We know our worth, and we respect who we are as women. We've got beauty in the inside, and that makes us empowered and powerful. We are fearless and comfortable in our own skin. Yes. We've got flaws, but we're still confident. Yes. These queens right here are flawed, maybe, yet phenomenal, valuable, and unique. Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Welcome back. I have another lady with me. What's your name?
My name is Beatrice van der Velde.
Okay. And what are you doing here today at the African Women in Europe?
Well, I've come here to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the African Women in Europe. But just before I elaborate the reasons why I'm here, I would like to say that my origin is Kenya. I originated from Kenya, but I've been living in Germany now for the last 20 years. And this is actually the second time I'm attending the African Women in Europe Forum. The first one was in Berlin, where I was among the nominees of the Entrepreneur of the Year. And just the other day, last year in Kenya, I did win the award of African Women in Business Diaspora Kenya. So generally, currently, I'm in the renewable energy field. As you all know, that the renewable energy is actually a field which is very male-dominated. Those are the kind of challenges I'm getting. And I'm actually here because I would like to send a message to the women here that it's about your focus, it's about your dream. And actually, the dream of every child is valid. The motivational speaker, just to let you know that the journey from Europe to Africa is not that easy. We know that the rules don't actually fit into our shoe, but nevertheless, when you have your focus, you will never go wrong.
One company that is very, very was supportive all along when we started, and I mentioned to it, I want to invite the president of One Bank for All to come in front and tell us just very briefly what is One Bank for All. We did an interview. You can go to Blog Talk Radio Show and listen to the whole interview. We had a lovely 30 minutes, him explaining about what is One Bank for All. And then we're going to introduce our main speaker for today. Unfortunately, the time has really gone fast. And we hope we still can hold on, please. We have all the time to speak over the next days, but this is a very special day and we want to share with you the most important thing. And hold on, please. Thank you. Welcome. And as I say, one bank for all, I want to welcome Christian Eya. Oh yeah, how do I say that? I keep saying it all wrong. Haina, okay, fantastic.
Thank you so much, and thank you for this wonderful evening. I want to make it very short. One Bank for All is a project, is an initiative to give you all the first global social bank. We think it is needed to support all these wonderful social initiatives you have, and we do think that there is enough wealth in the world, it's just very badly distributed. So One Bank for All is trying to distribute wealth in another way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I love my sponsors. They are very important people and they support us all throughout. I know it's a long day. Thank you so much for being very patient, but I have a very, very important lady who came here all the way from UK. And you've read about her, you've seen on our flyers, and I hope you did check what she does. If not, do I have to read everything? Definitely. I will not, because she will be here to talk about what she's done and how she can empower us, thinking beyond the possibility. I hope she's very motivated. I have to give you a little story about Justina anyway. We came a long way, right? Yes. We always have awards at this show. Justina was one of the nominees of one of the awards, and that time was very passionate about health, and a lot of activities she was very involved in, motivating women and young people, the youth, through her forum. And through that, that's how we came to know her, and we were very engaged. And every year passed by, we were so impressed with what was happening, and every day there was information where she's doing awards, unbelievable big awards. And I don't want to spoil the broth, because Dr. Justina Mutale, as you hear, I keep calling her with the first name, because I relate myself to like my older sister, she says. So, and everybody here, we like to relate ourselves like sisters and brothers. And I would like to welcome you, Her Excellency, Dr. Justina Mutale, is named in the power list of most influential Black people in Britain. She has been globally claimed as one of the most influential and inspirational women of Africa origin. And in 2012, Dr. Mutale was awarded the prestigious title of African Woman of the Year. This is a really big award. I think I tried to get there one time. I think I was nominated, but I was looking forward to it. This is a really, really powerful award, and in Africa to achieve one. So I would like you all to give a big applause to Dr. Justina Mutale on the stage. I've been very patient.
Justina Mutale.
Where are you from?
From Zambia.
Could you tell me why you're here today at the African Women in Europe?
Well, I'm African Woman of the Year to start with. I'm also the Gender Equality Ambassador for the International Women's Think Tank, and I run my own foundation called Justina Mutale Foundation. We advocate for gender equality, the empowerment of women and girls. We also run a scholarship program where we find universities overseas for underprivileged young women that are highly academically talented but come from very poor families that cannot afford to send them to university. So we get them universities around the world to attend.
And how many years have you been in this organization?
In the African Women, when they started, from the beginning, from 2008, I have been a member of the African Women in Europe.
And you've been attending like nearly all the conference meetings?
Yes, I have been, and I have been very active, and whenever they have events, especially in London, because I live in London, I have been a part of that.
Okay. And
I'll tell you, young Black African women to reach within themselves, to find their power, because African women have always been powerful. In fact, before colonization, African women were superior some of them equal to their men, but others were actually even more superior. So we have to go back to that. We all have the power within us. All we need to do is to just reach out within ourselves. We have to unlearn the social conditioning that has made us think that we need to sit back and be the second-class citizen. We have to learn to lead without seeking permission. Yeah. That is what my talk will be about. Asking women and girls to learn to lead without seeking permission. Don't wait for somebody to empower you. Empower yourself because you have the power within you.
I'm going to hand over the microphone, but I would like to ask you about this outfit. I want to know about it. Could you tell us about it?
Hi, Joy. First of all, I want to thank you for having invited me to come here tonight, for the honor that you have accorded me. I also want the world to know who you are. You also have to love where you come from. This afternoon, I had a television interview, and the interviewer asked me something about African women married to European men who were being abused, but they were afraid to report the abuse to the police because they were afraid to be sent back home. And I thought, why are they scared to go back home? My outfit is a Zambian flag. I come from Zambia. These are the colors of the Zambian flag. And I'm very proud to always let the world know where I come from. I'm very proud of the cultures of Africa. I'm here tonight. The theme of my talk is about women, us women and girls of the 21st century, to think beyond the possible, to think beyond what is possible, to learn to live without seeking permission. Because as a woman from Africa, I come from a background of very powerful, assertive, strong, aggressive women. Women who have always defied the gender dynamics. Because before colonization, African women were superior to their men. They were superior to their men, but with colonization bringing in, upsetting the subsistence economy to the monetary economy, where you had to get up to go and work and get paid money in hand rather than having to eat from your land. That upset the status quo. It upset the status quo and made African women lose out on the power they had over their men and the power they had over their resources. As African women, most of us, because Africa lets other people write their history, inspiring and positive stories are never told to us. We don't know our own positive stories. For example, the UK is celebrating 100 years of the women's suffrage movement. Do you know that Africa has had its own suffragette movement? Have you ever heard of Yaa Asantewaa of Ghana, the woman that stood up to the British in the War of the Golden Stool? Most of you, have you heard of Xena, the Warrior King? It was a film on television. That television series was based